Hi, I'm excited to share a little more about my cookbook that's coming out in just about a month. 20, 40, 60-minute dinners, meals to match the time you have. This cookbook is really unique. I should probably explain it a little bit more. This is not your standard cookbook. It is a book that is intended to be a tool in your house in making sure that you can bring dinner to the table on a daily basis in a way that's not stressful and that will allow you to be able to just have it be part of your life rather than be a constant source of stress. The book is organized in 5 primary sections with a couple of additional chapters at the end. The first one is the college style dinners. These are really very quick, prepared ingredient kind of assembly dinners that you make when you are looking for an alternative to the drive-thru. The next section is the quick prep dinners. These are the standard, make them in the hour before you're planning on eating dinners. Then we have slow cooker dinners. The slow cooker dinners are dinners you make ahead of time earlier in the day and then finish them up right before you plan on eating. That's followed by the frozen dinners. Frozen dinners are the standard dinners you make possibly in bulk ahead of time and just have in the freezer for when you need them. And these do have minimal finishing work at the end, but it's minimal. Then we have the section on time-consuming dinners. These are the dinners that involve maybe some unfamiliar ingredients or techniques, things that are going to take probably at least 2 hours to complete, or lots of ahead of time preparation. So anyway, those are the 5 primary sections of this book, and they are designed so that you can say, you know, today is a day that I have that hour before dinner. This is the kind of dinner I can make. And I hope that as you look at the recipes that I've included, that might spur you onto thinking, oh yeah, I have this other recipe I haven't tried in a while. That would really fit in this section. And you can make notes, and so that it's a place where you can record, references to other recipes that you have that you sometimes forget about. So anyway, I wanted to show you a few of the sections and what to expect in these recipes. So as I said before, the first section of the cookbook, the college style meals, is really about gathering and assembly. This is not haute couture. This is just feeding people in a quick period of time. And so for this, you can see in the recipe, we have all of the steps that you'll need to get the entire meal on the table in this prescribed period of time. So we call for getting the peas started and then making the sausage that accompanies the dinner, and then making the mac and cheese from the box. And finally, this is followed up by all of the assembly. And so you have your complete preparation instructions along here, and also notes about how to make it gluten-free. All of these recipes have these notes about how to make it gluten-free, which is really helpful if you're dealing with that with something like an allergy or a sensitivity or celiac disease yourself, or if you're cooking for someone and you don't want to make them sick. So anyway, in the second section, this is the standard hour before dinner cooking time section, and so I have several recipes. This is one of my favorite ones. It's for lox and bagels with a really nice Caesar salad. So this recipe is inspired by a trip to New York and an old bagel shop I used to like to go to when I was in college, not in New York. This salad has homemade oversized croutons in it, which are really just good. Anyway, this menu again has all of the steps in order so that you can have everything ready together in the end, and notes about how to make it gluten-free. We have a few more of these right before dinner dinners menus. The next section, which is the slow cooker section, has a lot of options. My emphasis here is on getting as much prepped ahead of time as possible. Ideally, there are some things that you're going to have to do right before you serve dinner. I personally don't think that the kind of meals that you dump everything in the slow cooker and then go away and then come home and eat it are really that good. So those just aren't my favorite. And so I feel like if you take a little care to do a few extra things, either right before serving or in preparation, it makes a better dinner. So anyway, there are quite a few options in this section as well. And then the frozen dinners. So these were options to just have in your freezer. I love it when I have dinners in my freezer that I can rely on when my day explodes, and I didn't expect it to be that way. But in my practice, I'm not someone who can do a big preparation ahead of time all the time. That's just not my style. I know it really works for some people, but that's not how it works for me. So anyway, this dinner, I did receive a few comments from people suggesting that it seemed like there were quite a few dinners used ingredients that were already prepared. It was kind of assembly, and that is true with a few of these dinners. They are designed to fit lots of different scenarios, and so this particular dinner I use when I'm going to be away, maybe on a date with my husband or at something in the evening, and my kids are kind of in charge of dinner themselves. And because thankfully we are beyond babysitter days, which is nice. And so anyway, this is a dinner that they, for one thing, will eat, and for another, without a lot of supervision. And for another, it's really fun for them. So it's something for them to look forward to instead of just being annoyed that mom and dad are gone. So anyway, yes, it does rely on prepared ingredients, but for a specific scenario, this is just about right. So yeah, we have our frozen dinners. Oh, if you have, there are a few things in here that I just really love. And one of them is these little gorditas with this chili, and they have honey butter, and they're just really good. You should try them. Anyway, here is the step-by-step ingredient list and indications about what to do with them. So after that section, I have my complicated dinner section. These are going to take longer. Either something needs to be started well in advance. I have a recipe for preserved lemons in this section because they are an essential part of this relish that goes with this chickpea stew. Anyway, so I have instructions on how to make these longer, more complicated dinners. These are things I make when I have a special occasion. This is one of my favorites, the Thai noodles, basically a pad Thai with the peanut sauce and sticky rice and a cucumber salad. I could eat this once a week, I bet. It's so good. And anyway, this is that relish with the preserved lemons. I'm hoping that you'll be able to write notes about, this is a recipe that I think would fit well in this section. And as I'm looking for things that fit within these specific time frames, I can also see these recipes that I've referenced. And so at the end of the book, I have several sections of just kind of standalone recipes. These are not part of complete menus. Accompaniments, these are basically side dishes that I just really like, and they could fit in with any of these other dinners, or if you need to go to a potluck or something, they are nice. This salad was so good. And then in a breakfast section with a variety of breakfasts that fit a variety of scenarios, those just really good things. And then my last section that I wanted to share with you, this baking and candy section, I have more instructions here about gluten-free cooking. Many cooking recipes are pretty easy to adapt, but it is very, very difficult in many cases to adapt baking recipes. The quick breads and cookies and cakes and stuff are easier than the yeast leavened breads, but anyway, so I have it's complicated. It's a totally different style and with totally different ways of working with the flour. And so if you're dealing with the reality of gluten-free cooking, this will be helpful to you, I think. And I've had lots of people eat my breads and not realize they were gluten-free, which to me is kind of the ultimate compliment. So I have the blend of flours that I use and instructions on how to make the recipes. Many of these have recipes for using conventional wheat flour followed by a gluten-free variation, as in these biscuits, because the recipe was developed before I had to go gluten-free. And then some of them are just written to be gluten-free, so it varies. The poppy seed muffins are just gluten-free, and the donuts, which you probably don't make donuts a lot if you don't have to. But anyway, so these recipes are really good. This one for gluten-free baguette, I can highly recommend. And then, yes, I have my pastry, which it's great. It may be better than a lot of regular wheat flour pastry because it can't get tough. And it's very nice and flaky. The angel food cake is a gem. And I have my candy. This is a gift from my grandmother to me in learning how to make this candy. So anyway, I hope you'll check out my book. It is a great resource for anyone who struggles with knowing what to have for dinner, and also anyone who is navigating the world of gluten-free cooking and gluten-free baking. This is a great resource for you. So I hope you'll check it out. My website is dinnerinrealtime.com. You can find links to pre-order the book there. And you can also find more of my recipes and stories, and I hope you will enjoy it. Have a great day.